Yes, good old TJ.
Konnichiwa, Newswire, guy. Back with another reaction video. In today's video, guys, we are doing a Llama Arts video. I think we did a couple of his videos before, the Horror Scores anime. So this one's called The Roommate Animated. But before we even get into that, I just want to tell you guys, I know you probably, if you looked on my channel and you looked down my videos and you've seen like some of the videos aren't there anymore. Well, yesterday, I had deleted a lot of the videos on my channels for it's like the ones that had copyright claims or the one that was blocked, this, that, and the third. Because I think when you're trying to get monetized, like once I get to a certain point and I have videos like that, that's not gonna be good for the channel trying to get it monetized. So I just like delete the videos in general. So now when I know, like, in post editing and when I'm uploading the video and this copyright claim, I'm gonna try to see if I can like get it to where it's not copyright claimed anymore. Like, try to like do some editing around it and try to see if it was gonna work that way. But we'll just see for later on down the road. I don't think, like, because I still got live videos on my channel that still has nothing like restricting it anyway. So yeah. But anyway, guys, I just want to tell you, just talk about that right quick, because I know like it was one of my videos too. Like, hey, guy, I copyright claim out of like nowhere like a few days ago, and it was like an older video of mine, and I was just like, what the? But anyway, guys, so before you get to this, man, subscribe if you're new to the red button down below. Like I say, there's a lot of you guys that aren't subscribed to me that watched me like 90% that I seen last time, so go ahead and subscribe. Also, stop liking the video, help trying to grow a lot. Also, will the bell notification, make sure you click all when you do that. So click that bell notification and make sure you click all so you know if I have every time I make an upload. Alright, guys, so without further ado, let's get right to this. So play.
Looking for a new roommate is always a daunting task. Even though you interview and take the time to get to know that person, you don't truly find out who they are until you start living with them. I had begun searching for a roommate after I decided to leave my current residency. I was contacted.
Alright, so we got pause. So right there, off rip, for me, honestly, it's only up to like probably like I think like 3 people in total that I know that I actually will move in with them. Like, it's one from high school, like a best friend from high school, a cousin, and it's like one other person. Like, oh, and then it's another cousin. It's one of my mom's side, one of my dad's side. That's literally the only people I'll move in with. Literally, like, that's it. So that's why I really want to choose no like random person like that. It's like somebody that's I really have to know. None is like you just found them like off the website or something like that, where you put the app on and then you try to like find out like if they're cool enough or they're not weird enough to be your roommate. Nah, it wouldn't be me. Alright, so let's get right back to it, guys. So play.
A couple of hours after placing an ad on the Facebook Marketplace, the message read,
Hey Chris, I'll be moving out of my current apartment this August and I'm looking to room with someone new, as my roommates are moving to California this year. I'm 27 and I'm currently going to school. When I'm not at school, I enjoy hiking and watching movies. I also apprentice at a taxidermy shop on the days I don't have class. Hope that's not weird. It's always
a taxidermy shop?
Anyway, I'm looking forward to hearing back from you. Have a great day.
Nah, see, that taxidermy shop thing is already like, it's red flags.
Was to check her profile. She was a medium height, had long, messy blonde hair and green eyes. In her profile picture, I saw her standing with a man and a woman shoulder to shoulder. They each adorned goofy grins and held up peace signs. Under the photo, the caption read, "Love my roommates." I smiled to myself and decided to send her a message back. The sun beat down on us as we hoisted various objects to the second floor of our new apartment. It took us a couple days to get everything out of the moving trucks and into our new place, but as soon as we did, a wave of relief washed over our sweat-drenched and sore bodies. After a couple more hours of rearranging, we each grabbed a beer from the fridge and sat on the
I just still don't think with that taxidermy shop thing that I seen, that's a red flag to me, man.
And as the sun started to set, I truly felt relaxed and confident that things were going to work out. A week later, I started a new job for a construction company that was owned by a good friend of mine. As I was getting ready, I heard the front door swing open. I walked into the living room to see Lunaire and her friend David sliding in a large box. "What you got there?" I asked. Through a strained grunt, she replied,
I bought a freezer to store some of the animals I'm planning on using in my taxidermy.
See? Nah. I'd see.
Obviously
Oh.
hesitant at first.
Nope.
There was no mention of this happening in the first place. I eventually accepted and returned to my room to continue getting ready for work. I came home at around 9 p.m. after having a couple of beers with friends and noticed that the freezer was nestled snugly in the lower part of the pantry. A low hum could be heard reverberating off of the inner walls. I was curious to see what was inside, but didn't want to intrude on Lunaire's business, so I went into my room and changed into more comfortable clothing.
I'm gonna pause one more time right here. Alright, so what do you guys think this is in that freezer? Because I'm pretty sure he's gonna see what's in that freezer. I think it's like a human head, honestly, or like just a human body part. I don't think it's animals. I think it's a human head or like a human arm or something like that. Let me know in the comments what you think right here. It's at 5 minutes and 54 seconds we're at right now with this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Alright, play.
The kitchen and started making a sandwich. I opened the fridge and grabbed what I needed. As I turned around, I stubbed my toe on the edge of the island countertop and let out a long, exasperated grunt. Through my frustration, I slammed the fridge door shut and checked my toe to see if there was any bleeding. As I raised my head back up, I was greeted by a shadowy figure. Lunaire was standing in the doorway leading to her room. The darkness behind her almost seemed to envelop her.
Is everything okay?
She said in a deadpan tone.
Whoa!
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yo, that face!
I slammed my toe into the corner of the countertop as I was making a sandwich. I hope I didn't wake you.
It's fine.
She said, in the same deflated tone as before. She then turned around and walked back into the darkness of her room. I could tell that she was pissed, so I quietly made my sandwich and retreated back to my room as well, only hearing the low hum from the freezer as I closed my door. I had the next day off, so I was able to sleep in a little longer than usual. When I finally emerged from my room, I walked into the kitchen to make breakfast. As I opened the refrigerator, I noticed that the light wasn't turning on and there was a lack of cold air escaping from inside. I turned around and flipped the light switch to confirm my suspicion. Sure enough, the power was out. Damn it, I muttered under my breath. I walked over to Lunaire's room and knocked on her door to tell her about the power outage if she didn't already know, but there was no answer. I then remembered that she had classes that day and probably wasn't home. I walked back to the kitchen and past the pantry. As I did, I slipped on the floor but was able to catch myself on the countertop. What the? I angrily exclaimed as I looked down at the floor trying to figure out what I had slipped on. It was blood. It had started to leak from the corner of the freezer and pool onto the floor. I quickly tried to open the freezer to find out the cause of the viscous liquid, but then I noticed that it had a padlock attached to it. I don't remember seeing that before. I ran out to my car and grabbed my toolbox from the back seat. I approached the freezer and set my tools down on the nearby countertop. I then pulled out a small pair of bolt cutters and snapped through the metal of the padlock. It fell to the ground with a large thud. I creaked open the top of the freezer and was greeted with a putrid stench that permeated my nostrils. I quickly pinched my nose and walked away gagging in response. I guess I should have realized that was gonna happen, I muttered to myself in between gags. After gaining my composure, I grabbed some gloves from under the sink and started taking inventory. I could see a couple of dead birds in plastic bags wedged into the corners of the freezer. I took each bag out and set them in the trash can nearby. That's when I noticed that the blood was coming from the corner of the larger black bag. I don't know why, but I decided to open the top of the bag and peer inside. I was greeted by large, milky white eyes, a swollen black tongue surrounded by cracked and bloated lips.
I knew it. I knew it, man.
I swiftly dropped the bag and fell back.
See that taxidermy, man? I knew it. Bro, I know it wasn't just animals.
And I grabbed the trash can next to me and expelled my disgust into it. I then ran out the door, got into my car, and called the police. As I sat in the interrogation room with a blanket over my shoulders, I couldn't help but think about the face I'd seen. It looked so familiar. That's when it finally hit me.
From that post, it was that girl.
Profile picture. It was her old roommate.
Yup.
She said was moving to California. When the detective entered the room, she started the questioning process, asking me if I started noticing any weird behavioral occurrences around the apartment. Yeah, I stubbed my toe the other day and she creepily stood in the doorway. It seemed like she was pissed, but for some reason I had a strange feeling like she was concerned about something. That's when I connected the dots. She didn't come out into the kitchen because she heard me stub my toe. She came out into the kitchen because she thought I slammed the freezer instead of the fridge. A cold sweat started to form on my forehead as my surroundings became blurred.
Oh, man.
Slowly starting to cover up the words of concern from the detective. As my vision started to clear, I could see another officer enter the room and whisper something into her ear as he handed her a piece of paper. "Do you have somewhere you could stay at?" she asked. "I mean, I was planning on staying with my parents. They live about 30 minutes outside of town." "Okay," she paused. "Listen, I don't want to worry you, but we found this picture inside of your apartment." She slid the piece of paper across the table, and I immediately felt like someone kicked me in the chest. The head of Lunaire's other roommate sat on the chair. In the background, scrawled on the wall in blood, read, "Love my roommates. All of them."
Yeah. That's the Roommate Anime by Llama Arts. Yeah, you need to, yeah, I don't know what that girl got going on, but you gotta move out ASAP. I mean, you gotta move out to a whole nother country, whole nother area code, because just moving 30 minutes from where your parents are at, well, I mean, it might can work if she don't know where your parents stay, if you don't know, like, all your, like, personal information like that, but, man, that's nutty, man. So she stuffed the girl roommate body in the freezer, and then she cut off the dude's head and put it in her room. Or it might have been in her old apartment. I don't know. That's weird, man. That's weird. Anyway, we went off right there, man. Like I say, stop liking the video. You guys enjoy this mess. It helps John grow a lot. It helps me, and it lets me know too if you guys like these type of videos. And put on the channel. Also as well, subscribe channel if you're new. The red button down below. Also as well, hit that bell notification. Make sure you click all so you know if I return make a future upload. It's your boy INCOG. I'm out. Peace.